tuning in to the online broadcast network, AFTERBUZZ TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your number one source for after-show entertainment. AFTERBUZZ TV, the destination for TV superfans, producing after shows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows, interviewing celebrities and showrunners, and bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to AFTERBUZZ TV, the after show for Recovery Road, episode 7. Sick as our secrets, and tonight we're very excited. We have special guests, but before we introduce our special guest, I am Isis Velzquez, your host, and I have my lovely co-host here.
Hey guys, I'm Michelle Phi.
I'm Becca Brown.
And the special guest that we have is Jessica Sula.
Hi. Hello, ladies. Oh, hello, everybody.
Hello.
And
Welcome.
welcome.
Yes.
You're the star of the show.
There's so many cameras.
Yeah. You look at that one over there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a good one.
Well, welcome. How are you? How is LA treating you?
It's treated me very well. I'm just trying to get myself all set up out here, but yeah, it's treating me very, very well. Los Angeles, and I'm looking in there.
Yes, you are.
Right.
So today's episode was very exciting, and I know it's exciting, especially for all of my all of my hosts here, because this is what they've been waiting for, especially Becca.
Yeah.
Becca's a huge fan
Of romance.
Yes.
do you know what Maddie and Wes's ship name is?
Well, I know it's all over, and people are calling it Waddy or
yeah.
But like, I think it should be either like I think it should be Mess.
I've
or-
heard,
That's what I was
the
thinking.
mess.
What? There's another one. There's a better one.
I've seen Westy,
West. That's cute.
which
That's
is really
I
cute. That's like
that
an
one.
official couple name, but Mess is kind of interesting.
Mess is hilarious.
It's funny.
Westy is like, it sounds like a hybrid dog, like a dog.
Oh,
breed.
yeah.
But like, I think it's cute. Yeah, it's Waddy now. That's the one.
I wouldn't-
is another one.
Oh,
Yeah.
So it's happening.
I think that was in prediction last week, maybe.
Yes, it's happening. Wes and Maddie is happening.
That's it. Well, they kissed.
They kissed.
We don't know if it's gonna happen.
Well, we hope that it's happening. I mean, we did see it. So
Do
another.
we really hope that it's happening?
Yeah, we. Oh, actually, you guys wanted it. I didn't want to
No,
see anything
actually,
like
I'm
that.
actually on the same boat with you.
Okay.
Just because I feel like it is Recovery Road, and I totally
They
agree
should
with what you're
focus
saying.
on the recovery.
Yes. Yes.
Well, of course.
I mean,
I get that,
Yeah.
but yeah, I like romance.
You like to see them together.
Yeah, and I thought that was so cute.
How was
it?
they,
Like
they were
cleaning
cleaning.
How was it for you guys
Very
to do this scene? I want to know, how was it for you guys to do the scene?
Oh, it was a lot of fun. It's very technical. Like, it was actually really technical, and the timing of sitting up and breaking the sink and all of that sort of stuff we had to sort out. But we were working. The director was Jen Lynch, and she's so much fun. And she's sort of like behind the scenes. We'll be kissing, and she'll be going like, "Yes,
Sounds like
that's what we want." Like, let it happen.
me watching the episode.
That's how Becca feels when she sees these.
Yeah, yeah.
So-
I feel like Craig and Cynthia thing was in my predictions last week, maybe part of my predictions. I forgot, but
Sweet
Yeah.
Craig.
That's another one that's happening.
yes.
It is. But should it be? She's getting married.
I know.
Uh,
They are cute together.
I don't like her
Well, the same
fiance.
the same goes for your character too. The same goes for your character. You have a boyfriend. Well, now at the end of this
I
episode,
know.
See, I don't like my boyfriend either.
A lot of people weren't so upset about the whole Zach thing ending. I think though, you know, if I'm gonna be my typical boring self, it's like, focus on your recovery, Maddie. You know, if I was gonna,
Yeah.
can I give some piece of advice? I'd be the disappointingly boring one. Stay home with a hot cup of cocoa and a book.
No, but that's what she should do.
Exactly.
Because she doesn't need boys in her life right now.
This time, She's 17. So her whole life ahead of her.
That's very true.
This is what the whole show is about, for us to say to 17-year-old girls out there. They don't need a partner right now.
No.
It's good for teenagers to be watching, honestly, with everything that happens in this world. It's terrible. Yeah.
Right.
Well, from what you said,
So good.
you're 17. Your character plays a 17-year-old girl, and we see here. You're saying that, okay, what shouldn't be happening? This shouldn't be that part of the recovery, of course. That's one of the rules.
I'm just teasing.
That's one of the rules. But
I'm just teasing.
we get to see a flashback of you and Ellie, your friend. We finally get to...
in fact, that to me was the whole love of filming this episode. It wasn't necessary. I mean, yes, we do love the whole good old Wes and Maddie, but I loved the story between Ellie and Maddie, because Ellie isn't just the typical mean girl, like the way Haley plays her. Is like, I think there are just so many, for me anyway, watching her, there are so many different aspects to it, and it's unexpected. You think it's going to be two girls who are against each other and it's about a boy, but it's actually about two young women supporting one another. So that was like, when I was reading those sections and both of them on the swing and having a heart-to-heart, and the whole back story of Ellie and her relationship to alcoholism and her family and all of that stuff, and addiction I should say. So that was the interesting relationship. That was the love story for me.
And that was one of your favorites.
Yes.
I think we all saw Ellie finding out coming, but I didn't see like Ellie.
Yeah, you can.
I didn't see Ellie like understanding.
Yeah, like
Yes, I think it would have been easier, isn't it, to do the play off with that dynamic of both of them disliking each other, but it makes it so much more interesting, and
it really does.
to have the two girls supporting each other. I feel like I'm doing so many things wrong right now. Am I not talking?
We're paying attention to you.
Okay.
We're paying
No.
attention to you.
Okay, good.
You can just scoop.
But it's
Scoot it.
It's just
okay.
unpredictable.
It is very unpredictable. Look at it. Yeah, so that was the love story, Ellie and Maddie. For me, it was a good, lovely scenes to film. You know,
I'm still not. I get it. It's a beautiful, lovely scene, and it's nice to see good. But I still feel a little bit icky about Ellie, because the way she goes about doing things, it's a little bit mean. Just like you said to her, like you were there. She says to you, "I'm here for you," like you were there for Rebecca. And she was there for Rebecca in a very mean way.
Right.
She wasn't really there.
no one was there for Rebecca.
Exactly. Nobody was there. But when she confronted her, she just laughed at her and made fun. So I'm a little bit reserved about Ellie.
Oh, I mean, I suppose it's understandable, but I think to an extent, I suppose it's understandable, but I think what it is, it's all a front, you know, it's just a complete front. It's not real. You know, I think Ellie just is trying to keep up appearances. And now that Maddie is, I think, maybe vulnerable, or she knows that she's in this position, it'll probably give Ellie a little bit permission to put her guard down a little bit and to be herself. And it's, you know, oftentimes with people who interact in that way, you kind of want to go, what's happening with you? Are you all right in there? You know, when somebody's so very out. I had a girl like that in my school growing up, and the more I look back on it, I think there's so many occasions where I wish I said, are you all right? Oh, what's happening at home? You know, and as you can see, there's a lot of stuff runs deep with Ellie at home, so.
It's high school, and she's trying to act cool and trying to act like nothing's wrong, everything's perfect in her life, and it's actually not. Which I feel like a lot of high school students do that, and maybe Ellie's whole storyline will inspire
a lot of girls
teenagers
out there to talk
like
to girls.
to talk to
be nice.
friends.
To not be mean girls.
To try and understand.
Just, I think, you know, a lot of like relational aggression and type of stuff is often used in like female relationships. So to have, you know, when I sometimes talk to my dad, or I'm having a problem with this friend, and it could go like everyone can have a problem with a certain someone, but as particularly in school and being a kid, you'd talk about these problems you'd have, and you'd never think, why don't I just ask? It's like you go to one other girl and say she's being so weird, and then another person will tell you one other thing, and it blows up into this whole scenario. So to actually see a resolution, even though, you know, people still are on the fence with lovely Ellie.
Well, do you think she's being genuine about it?
Yeah, I think totally. I really do think she's being genuine about it, because if she wanted to ruin anything, she could easily.
That's true.
She would have texted the whole school.
She could have done it already, but she didn't. So
yeah,
I think she's being honest about it.
Yeah.
This show is about Recovery Road, and we always ask the guests here is, two things. Mm-hmm. Have you experienced, or do you know of anybody who has experienced addiction? And what are the steps that you took to do this role? You know?
Well, this role, I mean, I was working in a restaurant as a coat check girl and just auditioning, and it was after I did a show back in the UK, and I came out and I decided, I'm going to have a fresh start and see what happens. And nothing happened for a long time. I was sort of just, I did a couple of other things in between, but a lot of space. There was so much space. And then finally, within, I would say 48 hours, the day I auditioned, and then being flown out to Los Angeles. I think actually I auditioned the year prior for this show, and then I heard nothing of it. Didn't even go very far.
I know that like news about the show came out a while ago, and I was like, wow, it's like, when I first read that the show was happening, I was like, okay, I need to watch the show. I'm gonna love it. Mm-hmm. And
then nothing happened for a little while.
Yeah, and then the next time I heard about it was like in April or May last year.
Yeah, that's when it all started. Like 2 months before that, it was all when it started to kick off. I read the script. I read the script, I think, when I got to Los Angeles, because I just got sides before, so it was just character sides. And then that's when I read the script, and I was in LA doing the screen test. I thought, this show is different. Even reading the little breakdowns that you get, it's a different style of show. But I was just auditioning. There, I wish it were a story of. I wish I had like a story of, and then I decided to do the show. Yeah. I was in New York winter. Yeah. Can I check your coat? Like how this like.
Well, I'm sure somewhere along the line when you were, reading the script, you found a connection between you.
Yes.
And your character.
Maddie, I think, is not. She may be a popular girl in school, or part of a popular one clique that are quite popular.
Yeah.
I would describe it. But she is quite mature for all of her random endeavors and her addiction, and the fact that she is a functioning alcoholic. There's a level of maturity with her that I think getting sober will allow her, it will grow a little bit more. She'll become, I'm not being articulate enough, that maturity will stand out as she goes on the journey of sobriety, because she won't have the crutches to deal, she won't be able to hide behind the alcohol or go out and party. She'll have to figure herself out sober.
Right.
And she's pretty good at pretending to do that. So I think it'll be interesting when she can't pretend when she's just herself.
Yeah.
If that makes any sense.
No,
that does.
Yes, that makes sense. She's growing, and it's the whole show is like her journey.
Completely.
Yeah. Well, and the other characters, which I love.
That's the whole beauty of it. It's not just Maddie's journey. That it's other people's journeys and what she learns for all the people in the house.
Yeah.
So it's that.
I like that little Ellie was so cute.
She's very sweet.
Oh my gosh.
I felt like they were all very mature, like
very little precocious
teenagers.
kids.
Yeah, or like preteens.
Yeah.
They were so deep.
She reads books, and I mean, I was rolling around like mud.
Right.
I was actually probably playing outside at that age.
Exactly. And then we all like slowly retreat, just go on
like, phones.
Later on in this episode, we also get to see your mom having an interaction with Wes.
Oh, yes.
Oh, that was...
And there's so many theories going around here in our panel about your mom. Me personally, I think she has this huge storyline of like there's a lot in her family history with addiction, and I'm hoping and I'm waiting for it to happen. If that
it'll come out.
Yes,
Yeah,
that's what it is.
She'll be a bit.
Yeah.
Some people, and then I think that she just doesn't want a relationship with you to have a relationship with Cynthia because she doesn't want Cynthia to find out about maybe the skeletons in her closet.
Right.
Oh, that's a good one.
But she's also lonely.
I think she's just like
Very lonely right now.
lonely and like very in denial about what Maddie is going through in a sense.
I think she's such a perfectionist.
Yeah.
The fact
Yeah.
that she finds out her daughter is dealing with addiction is sort of that was a left field. Like, what?
Yeah.
I
It's
thought this
coming
whole
so
family was
fast.
perfect. Yeah.
For her. Also, I think she found maybe a boyfriend in this episode.
Well, there's a...
I don't know.
You should tell us
She's just
about
looking
that.
for another love story.
No, I am.
love story.
But that's gonna be my predictions later. So
So that's the deal with your mother. She's just this is what we have so many theories. We just want to know, what do you think is going on with your mom?
What I think is going on with my mother. I just, I just took it as she's a perfectionist. This is the last thing she'd expect. And I think after the death of her husband, Maddie's dad, it just became very tense between the both of them. I don't think they like mourned separately and they didn't do it together. And then after that, like Maddie was like, oh, well, I'm going on to be an adult now.
I'm gonna grow up.
Yeah, exactly. And you will do your thing, I suppose. And they don't really know much about each other. They've become strangers to one another. So I think that's what Maddie, as Maddie, when she's with Charlotte and they actually do have those moments, it's weird because it's like, oh, you're a human being. I suppose we're like that with our parents anyway.
Yeah.
When you grow up and you end up talking, sometimes I'll be chatting to my dad and my mum, and then I'll be like, no, Dad, or I start scolding them or telling them things. I'm like, I'm your kid. What am I doing? So I think that's how it's just she's starting to see her mother as a human being. And it's not like they had the strongest relationship when she was a child, when your parent is the one who knows all, like the be all end all.
Yeah.
And then you slowly start to oh my goodness, what do I or you grow up and you grow up and you just realize that your parents make mistakes. And I think she can be a little bit hard on her mum sometimes.
Yeah.
So I think I just think it's something that still needs to be explored.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that it will get explored so we can find out more about Charlotte and what she's hiding. I don't think she's ever shared anything with Maddie so that she knows, like, oh, here are these things that I might tell Cynthia, I don't think, I think they really keep themselves to themselves. That's where they're similar. They're both kind of secretive.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, going back to
That was
what
a
you
long explanation.
No, it's good because I'm here.
yeah.
I have a whole
don't know.
storyline for Cynthia, so maybe I'm like, okay, maybe she's just simple. Mom
Well, you
in
never
denial.
know. Well, you know what? Maybe Charlotte and Cynthia were college roommates, and something went terribly wrong.
Ooh,
See,
that's
That could happen. I should have just said that. That would have been way easier.
it would have, but I like what you're telling me because that way I could calm down about your mom. I just keep on thinking that there's this huge skeleton.
maybe Charlotte just doesn't have any secrets. Maybe that's just who she is. Like she just
maybe she needs some secrets.
She has to have something. There has to
Everyone
be something.
has a secret.
Right. Well,
She
I feel like
is.
in this episode we did see a bit of like character development with her. Like in the beginning and her scenes
Yes.
with Wes, like she was trying to be sneaky and finding out things about Maddie.
Yeah.
And then near the end, like, he's like, oh, well, he's trying to, you know, tell her, or, like, be honest with her, like, saying that she needs to go to, what is it, Al-Anon?
Al-Anon.
Al-Anon meetings.
Yeah. And then she eventually does, which I feel like I wasn't expecting that. You know, like, I felt like she had her ideas about how she needed to deal with Maddie being in rehab.
Yes, I think maybe, you know, Charlotte is one of the cases that when someone in the family goes to rehab, it's for them to be fixed, whereas it's actually a whole process for the family. And this is her just starting to figure that out. Like, oh, I can go to meetings too, you know, like I can be maybe a slight cause of what's going on. You know what I mean? Yeah.
She can be part of the whole recovery process.
Exactly.
By having more of an understanding.
Right.
What I think it will be nice now that we're getting a little bit deep into this. Say it for me,
Al-Anon.
Al-Anon.
Now now everybody's like Al-Anon. I'm like, I don't know. Do I say it?
Trust me, I'm sure you say it than me. Well, it's really in these meetings. What was saying is that it's a meeting. It's about basically families of the addicts to kind of understand the process, and maybe I think in these meetings she's gonna see how she has helped Maddie, or be, what is it called, codependent, be one of the codependent.
That's
codependent. So it's
clever.
It's gonna be nice to see flashbacks or moments where we see where the mom is being.
I feel like she's being codependent now, though.
Yes,
like she's
that's
still
the thing.
being.
She is, and she still has a long way to go with figuring that out and understanding. I think first of all, just recognizing that is a huge thing, and not being angry and shutting down, and saying no, that's not true.
Yeah,
she got angry.
She did ask Wes to like tell her the truth.
So that would be nice to see that in these meetings, and maybe with this new character, the guy that made her coffee.
Alan. Yeah, I think something's
Al-Anon.
Yeah, I think something's gonna happen between her and the new guy.
So this is a discovery for your mom. What I love about
a love journey. It is love all around.
Yeah,
it's a little bit of a love spark between Alan and my mother, and it is a journey. Yeah, that's true. It's a whole new journey for Charlotte.
And it's also a good discovery for her to kind of like give in and say, you know what? Maybe I shouldn't be so against everything that Maddie's doing for her recovery, not wanting Cynthia to be her sponsor. I think this is a good discovery for her character to finally say, okay, let me just be part of this. Let's get on board.
Focus on me, or like let's just focus on me and let my daughter take like a journey, her journey, and then finally like we can I think that's true. You're right.
Stop being trying to stop being controlling, I guess.
Yeah, she's can be quite controlling.
Yeah.
So I think it's her letting go a little bit.
Letting go and realizing too that I think anybody that goes through having a family member, or someone that's
controlling to an extent, because she gives Maddie a lot of freedom. My mother never.
Your mother never gave you that freedom.
Which maybe like the problem here. Caribbean mama. No, she's a Trini, but I was never allowed to go out and party and hanging out.
What's the one thing that you asked your mom when you were really, in your teenage years that you just thought it was okay, and she was like, no? There's got to be something.
Well, you see, I actually just ended up becoming best friends with my parents. Because that's
what happens when you grow up.
No, I just sort of I just retreated in my room a lot. There was one time I did go out with some friends of mine, and when I was in primary school, elementary, and I think, yes, elementary. I decided after school the kids would go to the sweet shop, to the post office that had sweets, and then they'd go like wandering around the neighborhood, and finally like my mum was away and I was going to my nan's, And I thought, you know what? I'm just gonna say I have like an after school thing. I'm gonna have kids.
Why not?
And it was crazy. Like it was, everyone went up in arms. Everybody was looking for me, and I had like the next day I went to school and because I'm from a small Welsh place, Lacha. They were like, Jessie, we were looking for you yesterday. Where'd you go? We're missing you. Mum came down to the school. We were trying to find you. Yeah, it was a huge deal.
Oh my God! In trouble, and all you wanted
I got
to do.
in trouble, and all I want to do is loiter with the neighborhood kids.
Oh, but why couldn't you just be honest and say, "Mom, I just want to hang out with the kids," you know?
Because especially after that, it was no.
Then no more.
It was a no-go.
At that age, you don't know how to confront.
Are you an only child?
Yes, I do have a sister, but my sister was raised with her dad. We've got different dads, but she's my sister.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And she was from New York, so we had totally separate upbringings.
That's very interesting.
But we ended up quite similar. We're kind of night and day a little bit, you know. We're similar, but there are things that just separate us a little bit.
Yeah.
It's still sister.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like, she had more freedom than I did. She had more freedom than I. She had a little Maddie streak in her, I think. I have a little, minus the addiction. She had like the party girl thing.
Yeah.
Are you a partier now? I mean, you're still young. Are you partying?
No. Every time I use an Uber or a Lyft, they're like, "What do you do? You're a young girl. Where are you going?" It's like
that. I feel
like someone's house to sit down. Like, you know, and if I'm going over someone's house, like, can we sit there? Can we just go from one place to the next, sitting down?
I feel like that's always what Uber drivers think.
It's true. Where you going? You're partying? No.
No.
I'm not.
You don't
coming after us.
What's like the funnest like kind of party thing that you've done?
I do like to go out, but I like it to be something, you know, when it's a little bit spontaneous, when it just happens. Mm-hmm. You know, there's people that like really live for the weekend, and that's like their whole thing.
Yeah.
I just like to sit around and watch movies, and then every now and again, if people do things, I'll crawl out of my small hole and go, "Okay, I'll come out with you all."
Did you ever go to any parties like Maddie did, like her high school parties?
No, I wasn't. I was never invited.
Oh.
Same.
Yeah,
I know.
It's so depressing.
My high school life.
I had, you know, so I wasn't really invited to many. I went to a few. I wasn't really invited. So that's why I live vicariously through playing people who go to parties. Okay,
That's so fun.
Mm-hmm. That was good. When Sebi and I were filming in Bristol for Skins, I think that's when I did the most of my going out experiences. That show, like, that's where I sort of had that taste of being a young adult type of thing.
Oh my God, you're still young. You're still young adult, okay? you still have many years of partying.
Okay, that's true. I'll do my catch-up years.
Yeah.
Now, what was your reaction when you found out that you were on the same show as Sebastian again?
Well, you know, the great thing about Seb and I is we weren't the closest when we were filming Skins, but when we saw each other again, we had a foundation, and it was quite one that sort of, it was a big one. Like, it's a huge turning point. We were all like a bunch of kids, and then we hadn't seen each other in a little while, and now we're back together again, and we got to find out more about each other and got to know each other as people way better than we did prior. So he's Sebi. Hello. He's so great. And he properly makes everybody have a great laugh. He's got some good banter.
Yeah, when he came in, he was great. Yeah, he was fantastic.
He's a charmer, isn't he?
He is.
He is.
Yes.
Likes to charm the gals.
Yes. I can see
Becca was charmed even before he came to the studio.
I'm charmed by Wes in every episode. I don't know. I'm just reading.
He has a little James Dean mystery vibe going on.
He does have that mystery vibe.
Yes.
What is Wes thinking? That should be like a series of tweets. What is Wes thinking in this?
Hashtag like what is Wes thinking?
Probably I want to eat a bowl of cereal. He loves cereal, as we saw in this episode. Well, like I need to carry a giant.
I thought it was interesting because apparently it's actually like National Cereal Day or something
it is
today.
National Cereal Day today.
And I was like, oh.
We knew when we were filming. We timed it. Just
You timed it.
National
It's gonna air on
Day.
National Cereal Day.
We thought, let's have lots of cereal.
Really?
That was planned.
Listen, okay. I always say there's surprises in this show, no matter what.
Yeah,
we
there
have
are.
Freeform were like,
it's just
cereal day that day.
we always listen. Every time we see an episode, we try to find like some surprise. So let's just go over the little things that we have here for the show. We have what we call the pearls of wisdom, which is a lot of it comes from little the beginning when you talk about the
Maggie's Carrie Bradshaw moment.
Yes. They come from that or other characters. We had Wes' grandma had a pearl of wisdom in one of the episodes. So and then
I love that.
Then we had the question
The
about the
turtle.
turtle when you guys were doing the session therapy,
Animal
farm.
Yeah.
And now you said the Cheerio thing, and I'm like, really? It happened? So anything, we're always looking for that element of surprise.
It was National Turtle Day when we did this.
There we go.
You're getting me. I'm believing this because we're always trying to find
National
something.
Turtle Day.
She's
National
believing
Cereal
all
Day.
this.
National Grandmother Gives Wisdom.
See, no, for real, I really
The
did
most
this.
obscure days that nobody knows
all
exist.
planned. All planned.
I mean, it's possible. Anything's possible.
I think the surprise to me in this episode was Craig going out with Vern and Wes.
Yeah.
That was my
that
favorite part.
That
I feel
was
like
awesome.
He went out, he let his hair down.
I don't know how I felt about that. He's the counselor of the sober
Yeah.
living.
Yes.
That's what made it so great.
it was a little surprising though, but
It's very surprising.
Yeah.
I
thankfully
don't.
Vern and Weston take
Woody-
shots.
Oh, yeah. I was like,
no.
you're taking someone who's in recovery to a place.
Would he get in
Exactly.
trouble in
Dangerous.
real life? Like
I
I would
assume so.
don't think so.
Yeah.
I think he
But it
would
is a
get in
TV
trouble in
show.
real life.
But the sweet part about that is that you see the human side and of Craig, but also the other characters,
But the dancing.
the dancing, and
Oh my God.
and just the characters not drinking.
Yeah.
Of course, they're not gonna drink.
Dancing.
You don't. Yeah,
My
you
goodness.
They can go. They're going out. They're having a good time, and they're sober.
Yeah.
And Craig is off on a mad one.
He was making some friends. He was having some conversations with random people.
Exactly.
Deep conversation.
He really
about
was.
love.
Oh, yeah. It reminded
all
me of
about
Trish,
love.
like
It was
2.0.
about love.
Yeah. Definitely. Okay. So, we should do predictions.
Yeah, let's go into predictions. Predictions. Are we
not.
on prediction? There we go.
Okay.
You want to?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
I love the face of the guests every time they see predictions.
The light splash.
It's like this UFO, I don't know, outer space thing.
This sound scared me the first time.
And that's where I draw the line. No lights.
Sebastian was taken by it too.
Yes. Okay.
Predictions. You have predictions? You can start.
You want to start?
Okay. Fine. I'll start.
Spotlight on you.
Well, I'm gonna go with Charlotte finding the new boyfriend thing prediction. That there's
It's a pretty solid prediction.
I like romance, so I think everyone who's watching this is gonna
course.
find out that I really like romance,
Not surprised by
and I
that.
want something to happen. Yeah.
Well, I
Questions?
think that Maddie and Ellie's relationship is definitely going to deteriorate or like break down, just because at the end of the episode we do see Maddie and Zach breaking up, and we do also find out that Ellie and Zach are basically best friends. So I feel like now that Maddie and Zach aren't together, Ellie and Naya, is that her name?
Nyla.
Nyla, yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like they're probably just gonna be like, okay, well, maybe we don't need to be her friend anymore. You know, like, I don't know.
You picture Maddie being on her own,
Yeah,
I'm still
I do, yes.
but with her
With her,
living
yes,
family.
with her sober living family.
still mad at Ellie and Nyla for
Didn't you
Passing
think
the
Ellie was
secret
being
on.
supportive?
I did.
yeah.
I thought she was being very supportive, but I don't know, there's just that connection. You know, like, sometimes when friends break off. More. I don't know.
No, I feel like they're supportive.
Sometimes
I feel like they mean well. They both mean well, but
I mean, Zach, I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't want to talk to her again. Yeah. I mean, it's understandable.
Yeah, no, I like Wes better for her.
We all do.
Hey, yay!
For me, I would have to say, okay, well, actually, my prediction came alive. His ex-girlfriend, she's coming back.
Right.
Oh, yeah, in the promo.
I wanted her to come back. I said she has to come back. She's an amazing actress.
Yeah, she's great.
Amazing actress.
Aubrey's wonderful.
And she's back. So
it's gonna stir up some trouble.
Yeah, I think this should be a tipping point in Wes's. I wouldn't say just a recovery. It doesn't have to be him falling off the wagon as in drinking or something, but just something that messes up his recovery.
Oh no. I mean, and that is technically the relationship he might or might not have with Maddie.
Yeah.
So another thing,
relationship they have with each other.
The worst.
Oh my God.
But that's what keeps the show going. We want to see. But
going on.
This is one thing that I always say about Recovery Road. Mm-hmm. And I've always said that I always wanted your character to fall off the wagon. And because when it comes to addiction and recovery, it's not that easy. You just don't take the steps, and I did it. And a lot of people go through rehab, and then again, they fall off the wagon, they come back.
Yeah.
Recovery is not something that's just, you do it, you recover one time and you're done. No, I think people fall.
I think right now Maddie's like, I'm going to follow the rules to get out of this. But at the same time, she starts to figure out, wait, is this a dependency? You know, is this abuse and addiction? Mm-hmm. And then it's scary because of what happened to her. What she can't remember.
Right.
Oh, what happened to her on a particular on a Friday night. Mm-hmm. Yes. And she doesn't know, and that is fueling her to sort of. So she's quite cynical, and she's taking this as a whatever, and then she gets closer to all these people and getting moved by their stories, and then thinking about her relationship to alcohol and drugs, and her relationship with her mother and her friends, and what drinking means in her age group and in society, and then she wants to figure out what happened to her on that night that she cannot remember. I think that will fuel her for a while with staying sober. I have a feeling anyway.
I actually have another prediction based on that night she can't remember. Mm-hmm. I'm predicting that maybe Wes was involved somehow.
No.
That's a very interesting one.
That's a good prediction. I mean, but I think he was probably in the sober.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be interesting.
True.
That would be a fun little off story to write.
That'd be very interesting.
I don't think he was involved. I don't know. I think she met him at this place, and it was, who's that
fate.
Boy?
It was, who's that boy? You're right.
It was fate.
Whatever it was, I hope that it doesn't affect Maddie mentally, like really bad. Like, I hope it's something that's like, well, and she takes ownership and responsibility for it, and lets it be what it is, and not scar her, but make her understand these are the consequences. And I just don't want that situation to really scar her mentally.
Yeah.
I hope she accepts it very well.
Well, we'll see. This is the journey she'll take.
Future episodes. Well, guys, we're almost done with our show, but not really. Jessie, tell us, what's going on with you? What do you have going on in these couple of days, months?
It's sort of waiting, seeing what's happening with season 2, and then this back to the drawing board of auditioning and all of that sort of stuff. But it's all very slow paced again. There's so much space in between things. You finish something, and then you're back to the start and see what else you can audition for and work on and hope to get in the future.
Do you have any hobbies, things that are you doing?
All crossing your fingers.
Yeah, I just hobbies. Oh goodness, I'm gonna sound super boring. I just like to go on like a lot of different hikes, you know, and try and get out in nature as much as I can. Trying to exercise more, but that's hard.
It's hard for everyone.
Get a puppy.
Get a puppy.
It could help you.
a puppy.
I mean, I don't have a place to live.
Okay.
So that'll be, I mean, we're staying with some friends, so I don't know how that puppy will go down. Like, hey guys, I got a puppy.
I have a puppy.
Wait until you're more stable.
I'm gonna just do that. I'm just gonna get a puppy and see what everyone says.
See if it's okay, if it works out well.
Yeah, just watching. I'm obsessed with film, so I just watch films, every genre.
Yeah.
Every place, you know, like I do that.
And
you've also been working on.
Yeah, I did actually with Haley Lou. We did a movie together in Philadelphia for a couple of months before Christmas. So that was fun working with her again. And because Haley's the best. So
when is the projected release date for that? Do you know?
gosh, that's January 2017. Yeah.
it goes by fast.
I know.
It does.
Soon it's gonna be May. It's gonna be
It's be December before we know it.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm
It's gonna
excited.
be another January. You can just go on and on.
Time flies.
Jesse, let people know where they could find you on social media.
Oh, okay. Well, on Twitter I am just at Jess Sula, and on Instagram I am just Jessie Sula.
All right, guys.
Thank you
You're welcome. AfterBuzz TV, guys. You can find us on AfterBuzz. Make sure you like YouTube.
look at this.
Check us out on iTunes and on Facebook. Isis Velasquez, the number 4, and my co-host.
Hey guys, you can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at _Michelle Phi.
You can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Becca B Talks TV.
Bye guys.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.